Good morning, everybody, and happy Wednesday. If you're here in the Discord, YouTube, Kick, or X chat, go ahead and say what's up. Let's see who's with us this morning. We have Joe B, More MV1, Prime Cap 1, Cube Q, Hockey Shane, J Prowse, Dusk, Amateur Genius, Nick, Chrono Ember, good morning. Crypto Trades, Paul Yoon, Denver Cubs, Freddie Rivera, Richard Harris, BC, Jeremy Brico, Ray Williams, Scott H, Kelly Kaufman, Jose Cuervo, KCP, yeah, you know me, Trade Flows, Johnny Moonshine Gaming, Doji Wan Kenobi, Richard Harris in the building, Oscar M, Rips Mod Talk, Tick Hound, Zen Scalper, Top Trades, Kaz Cuts, Ricky, John, good morning, Brian S. What's cracking, baby? Good morning to you, Tom W, Cube Q, KCH, Sander DB, Enzo Trader, Day Trader Rick, Sam Sarah O'Hara. There you go. What's up, Algo Barn, Picky Anya, Day Trader Rick, Cube Q, Coach Grizz, K-Jun, Trader Clips, Coach Steve, Pork Chop, G Carroll, Chaos Buddha, Farron, Nicotron Trades, Tarbog, Dexter NC, P Liquor, good morning. Charlie FXer, Yama. Blink Shot, McDurf. Brian Johnson, BK Trades, Black Amex, Frank D1, Florida Jag, KCP, Kingpin, Sovereign Pulse, Madi Cell, Modus, Trend Seeker. Good morning to you. Ollie Rose, Barefoot Greenback, Implied D, Constantinos, Echo Trader, Wick City, good morning. Focus Chan, Haliok, Wanders Futures, Musped, Jacob Noah Schwartz, good morning to you. Taco, JB with God, good morning. Haas Nuts, I am Rye, good morning. TDG, Vic Vice, Dan Cruz, good morning. Trade Flows, CK13, National, Mr. Jack Reacher himself, NZT, Focus Chan, Godric, Lamar, Vepa, morning Saka, Starly, good morning. Winston R. Dutton, Purgatory Park, Dead Cat Bounce, Scooby, good morning to you, Kenny. AFA, good morning. Gus, how are you? How's everybody doing today? Good morning so far. I haven't taken a single trade. My class starts at 6 a.m. this morning, taking a tape reading course from the SME. That's good, buddy. Sometimes you just get it just right, buddy. Sometimes you nail it exactly perfectly. You got some good ones, Richard. Top Trade says I'm getting smoked this week. What's the reason why? Over trading, over leveraging, chasing, FOMO, not following your rules. What is it? Let's do 60. I'm down, man. Getting caught in the afternoon chop. Have you ever journaled with some software that tells you what your optimal trading times are during the session? That's what I did when I was first trading equities. I had ChartLog Trader View VUE. I think it was Trader View VUE. God, there's a bunch of journaling softwares I use. I was subscribed to like 4 or 5 of them, I think. But that's what I would do, Top Trades. Get some journaling software that's going to tell you what your optimal trading time is. There should be some that you can distill it down to 5-minute periods throughout the day. And if you feed it like a month of your data, 2 months of your data, more data that you feed it, the better. And you'll find exactly what your optimal trading times are. Now, some people are going to be better in the afternoon because maybe they're range traders and they thrive in the chop and there's a lot of afternoon chop. You know? Just claim the month of Clubhouse. What's, are you already in there? Okay, what's your name on Instagram or Twitter? So I can send that to you. That's what I do, buddy. It's very important. Like, you don't want to, listen. Like, you need to make every single thing in trading count. No, I'm not that. It's another person. Sorry. We're having 2 conversations here. IG is Blowing Piss 7. Nice. Great name. What a fantastic name this is. Nice, man. All right, let me get this all suited up for you here. How excellent is that name? Yeah, there you are. Sending this to you right now. But yeah, you know, the more data that you're not tracking, you're kind of just wasting a lot of time. There you go, buddy. You're all set there. Blowing Piss 7. Fantastic name. But yeah, so basically what I want you folks to be doing, we can all learn from Top Trades on this. You want to be tracking as much data as possible so you can figure out, especially if you're like not consistently profitable, which is most traders out there. You want to be tracking the times that you are profitable in your trades and focus only on trading those times. So if you have like 3 months of data, trading data that you haven't fed into a journal software, tons of time for you to do that. Like, do it today. Go subscribe to a journal software. A lot of the journal software too, they have like 10 or 15 day trials where you can try it out. If you're a cheapskate, you know, just have a peek real quick, you know. So that's what I would recommend that you do, because you can find out your optimal trading times and can be extremely helpful, because if you're not looking at that data, you're kind of just spinning your wheels and sort of wasting your time. You know? I just put 50K into AMP from prop payouts, but I'm nervous to trade it for some reason. Was nervous with why did you do so much? Why 50? That's a lot, dude. What's the purpose of putting 50K? Why don't you just start with like 10? Why not just do like 10,000 or 15,000? What was, if you're putting 50K in and you're scared, like you've just learned everything you need to know. That's crazy that you're putting 50K on there, because all it takes is one day for you to go on tilt and all of a sudden there's no guardrails and poof. And then you're like, wow, could have done so much with that 50K. Well, charts is added to Trading Journal. That's cool. Did that blood come back squeaky clean? Only 17 of the biomarkers have come in so far. Let me see. Or 21 of the biomarkers. There's only 2 things that are out of range for me. My eosinophil and my eosinophils. Those are out of range. And that kind of is due to me having recent bronchitis or whatever it is. So if there's any doctors in chat, you would know what that is. AMP has 80% liquidation. So yeah, I mean, he could lose 40,000 of the 50,000. Do you know what I mean? I don't know why you did 50,000. That's crazy. I'm just being real with you. Like, your first foray into a real live account is putting in 50K. That's crazy, man. Do 10, do 5, do 10. Just relax. And what are your goals, by the way? If you're putting in 50K, what are your goals? You've suddenly joined the Masterpiece Theater here. Today on Masterpiece Trading, we have an exquisite session with the NQ, also known as the NASDAQ. I'll hope you'll join me in face-fucking this market on this lovely Wednesday. Yesterday we really got after it, didn't we? All right, enough of that. Why did that come up for... It's under upbeat electronic for some reason. I don't think that's very upbeat, if you're asking me. Are you referring to AMP futures? Yes. Somebody said that they took their prop payouts and they put 50K into AMP, and I think that's a horrible idea. You're not ready if you're worried. It's like sitting a 50, 100 game if you only play 5 days. That's a great analogy too. Are you still in a trade there, Richard? Believe it or not, I mean, I know this is going to be hard for you folks to believe, but we don't have news at the bottom of the hour today. In fact, we really have no news today until 1 p.m. and then 2 p.m. We do have some Fed speak. I think they start at 9:20 today. Let me just double check. Yeah, 9:20, man. We might get the Department of Energy crude distillate inventory. But we get a 10-year note auction at 1, and then the FOMC meeting minutes at 2. So today is going to be one of those days that is dictated by headlines, but I'm assuming we're just going to have a big range of chop. I'm okay with the no trade day, especially after yesterday. I think they'll do FOMC minutes because it already happened. There's nothing, even with the government shut down, I feel like not really a lot of work to be done there. It's already happened. It's in the past. Supposedly EIA will... Yeah, that's what I heard too. So you would know, right? That's what I heard. The rumor mill is buzzing, saying that, yeah, we are going to get the EIA. Maybe not the DOE, but the EIA. So, what's up, SW? How are you? Oh yeah, let's do some predictions. Why not? Because we got nothing better to do. Let's do it to it, baby. Let's do 8:30. I'm gonna do 1 minute for 8:30. Yesterday was 2:05, huh? Wow. 1 minute. 1 minute. Get those gambles in, baby. There's rumors that the shutdown was to prevent unemployment data to come out. Hiring was low since... I don't believe it. While it might be true, I don't think that's the reason for the shutdown at all. Callie says, what's the deal? News is just a thing of the past. It's simply because the government is shut down. And all of the news comes from government reported agencies. So government reporting agencies, I should say. So while the government is shut down, we're just not going to get any of that data, unfortunately. Which makes it big sad for me. But like, as you can see yesterday, we got lucky with a big press release. So when we don't have planned news releases, what we look for as traders for volatility is what we had yesterday. Does anybody know? I mean, everybody should know now, but anybody in YouTube that was not here, does anybody in YouTube know what caused that huge roll yesterday? What was the catalyst of that huge role, folks in YouTube. Yeah, I know all the Kicksters are going to get it, of course. Let's just see anybody on YouTube if you're on your toes here. Yeah, there you go. High Society Trader got it. I just want to sell some market cap. Yeah, that's what it was. I was like, hey, market, I'll take that. Yeah, correct. It was Oracle and NVIDIA. Also, you know, some analysts came out with some really interesting stuff today, talking about how the silicon isn't an issue anymore, but it's now a power issue. They cannot compact, they cannot put more power into it, that small of a space anymore, because it's a size issue. Anybody else read that report? I would assume like Fat Guy read the report, or your analysts are probably talking about this morning. It's kind of a big deal. What's up, Coach Steve? The mic is on. What's up, Mox? Yeah, Jensen Huang is on MSNBC or whatever, CNBC rather. Good morning, Rip. Congratulations on your big trading days. I saw your X post. Keep proving the haters. I mean, there's not really that many haters left, I don't think. I feel like hating me has kind of become a really difficult job at this point. So, I don't know. I really haven't seen any haters, to be honest. Maybe when I have a losing day, they'll come back, but yeah. I might be retarded, but the coupon code for Clubhouse doesn't work. Let me see. Let me just see. I might have to add some parameters to that. Hold on one second. All right, go ahead and refresh there. What is it? Chugging Piss 69. What is your username again? Chugging Piss or something? Oh, Shotgunning Piss 69. Go ahead and do that again. That's what it was. Go ahead and do that again. The ICT created algorithm. Yeah, that's what it was, man. I think he. I'm just saying. I think he might have blew his AMP account again if he was trading it. I think he might have blew his AMP account again because he went silent yesterday. I shouldn't laugh. It's mean to make fun of the geriatric. Oklo and NewScale are the companies that are watching that I've had Oklo for 8 months, so that has worked out. Did your analyst, Fat Guy, be honest with you, did your analyst say anything about this this new power issue that these analysts are looking at? It's kind of a big deal. I want to pull up the report. It was like, dude, it was actually pretty dope. Okay, so basically the race to kill latency by packing GPUs ever tighter has created a new bottleneck that silicon cannot solve. Power density is now the gating variable for AI. How wild is that, bro? Like, I was reading that this morning, that analyst report. I was like, holy smokes, that's insane. So how, like, we're hitting the, now the brink is the thermodynamic law. Like, the laws of thermodynamics are now the bottleneck. So what do? What do we do now, dude? We can't really, are we gonna like have AI develop a secret trick to beat the laws of thermodynamics now, or? I think it's like, it's the wildest headline I've read in a while. Like, holy smokes. Fusion, somehow. Hey, bro. Liam from the UK here. What's your strategy? Momentum. I was going to do a joke, but yeah, I'm just, whatever. You're new here. Momentum, order flow, market structure, auction theory. What's up, Nick for a tick? How are you, buddy? Good to see you here. Only options try to get more efficient, but I mean, but how? I think that, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. But shouldn't we be able to have the machine solve this problem for us? Liam says, to be honest, I think it's impossible to predict the market. The only way to win is if you have enough capital and backbone to deal with losses. If you can handle the loss, you can make profit long term. How long have you been trading for, Liam? I did not take any trades yet, Stray G. I can't imagine that I'm going to take a lot of trades today, if any. If anything, I'm probably going to take trades on props. One thing that I like to do after like an outsized day, yesterday is definitely outsized, making 31,000, and especially the frequency in which we made it, the time frame. If we actually made, we made 31K. If we actually made that an hourly rate, it would be $1.8 million an hour, which would be pretty damn cool. 7 years on and off. Well, I mean, I understand like where you could be hitting a wall, but for instance, is the market, I would argue, is the market somewhat predictable to capture a moment in time? For instance, yesterday's Oracle news. If there's market makers that need to reposition and we are also going to follow that repositioning in the market, wouldn't you say that that leg of trade is therefore predictable, thus turning your original statement on its head? Does anyone have a suggestion on which curve monitor has the best looking screen for charts in their opinions? I use the Samsung 57-inch down here, 49-inch up top. Let me go ahead and post the picture, the notorious picture that we all like to see of my setup. If you're new here, follow me on Instagram. I've posted my setup on there. Does any... we answered that already. It sounds like 7 years on and off is not real commit. Yeah, I mean, that's just, yeah. And it's fine. It's fine to take trading slow, right? 7 years on and off, in my mindset, is taking it slow. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But I understand where their headspace is at, where they're coming through with like, this thing is unbeatable. I was there in my first 2 years. I was like, yeah, this is a scam. This is a joke. This is so dumb. I can't believe I'm wasting my time doing this. But I'm either the luckiest person on planet Earth. Somehow I always pick the correct side of the coin. Or there's something to this trading thing. Good morning there, Joking. How are you? Is that the new office or the old one? This is the current office. That picture is from the current office. I took that picture like 2-3 months ago. Herbs, have you seen the graph about the divergence between job openings, the S&P 500 since ChatGPT release? Job openings been going down since 2022 and S&P booming with AI companies. I can see some correlation there. Paul Yoon says, catching a moment of time, that makes great sense. I talk about that often too. That's what trading is that you're presented with a moment in time. And if you don't capture that moment in time, it's gone forever, right? Like that's what creates FOMO too, is that there's going to be people, and it's a very common occurrence with yesterday's move that we saw on that Oracle Nvidia news, right? There's people that see this move and then they wait for the market to settle. And then this is where they decide to go short and then they get clapped. And then they're like, okay, I'm going to flip long, and then they get clapped. I guarantee you so many people did that because this move is happening and they're like, I don't know how to trade momentum. Again, totally normal. Very, very normal. There's people who will never trade momentum in their life, right? And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But then they wait for momentum to settle and they get down here and then they get all the courage in the world to start short. They get clapped and they go, okay, well, I guess the market's long, and they go long from up here. They get clapped again and then look at this crap, right? I guarantee you hundreds, if not thousands of people have done this exact trade yesterday. Short here, long here, getting smoked. Totally normal. I used to trade like that. First 3 years, a lot of that. Oh, I gotta wait. Okay. Now we go. Now that the market is settled, now we go. And that's not the right way to do it. I struggled a lot the past months, and I switched to just taking profits at 4 to 5 points. Now it works well. That shows we just have to keep testing stuff until we find something that works for oneself. Exactly, too. The thing, too, Nort, thanks for sharing. The thing about that is that you're going to find somebody out there who is like, I can't believe you only get 4 or 5 points. Blah, blah, blah. Like, there's going to be people out there that hate on your strategy, and they're retards. Because if you found a strategy that works for you, I don't care what your charts look like. I don't care how big or small your trade is. I don't care how long it takes. I don't care what sizing you use. But if you're consistently profitable, who gives a shit what people think about your strategy? It doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter. Find something that works for you, ignore the noise, and stick with it. Liam says, life got in the way, but now I'm all in. I run a cybersecurity business, so tend to trade the New York session for about an hour. Small targets daily. Managing the emotions is the hardest part. Agree with you 100% there. Managing the emotions is the hardest part. It just takes time. It takes time and going through the experience. Yesterday's trade, while I was in the trade, I'd like to say that I was emotionless while in the trade. Once I got out of the trade, celebration, obviously. And we've had the conversation on this channel before very often about why do I get excited about, like, if I hit on a slot machine or something? Well, I get excited because it's unexpected. Yesterday's trade, the movement was unexpected, so I was very excited because I went from not trading all day to trading, and then within 1 minute making $31,000. So that's why I was so elated after nailing that trade. It was lovely. They used to happen to me all the time. I would let the momentum go by and get in at the wrong time. That's a lot of people. It's a very common occurrence. People literally will sit there and wait for the market to stop moving and then be like, okay, now I can get in, right? What do you think about Take Profit Trader? I think it's a great firm if you're trying to get daily payouts. The only gripe that I have with Take Profit Trader is that they have a trailing drawdown. But if you are slow and steady to get out of that trailing drawdown, it disappears forever. And you have a really good chance of getting daily payouts and beyond that, getting into a live account. When you're in that trade, what was the most it went red, or was it green right away? $1,400 is what it went red, and that's when I added to it. I added to it on the perk up. So it gave, if I didn't get that perk up, I would have made significantly less because I added into it in that perk up, and it gave me a much better average. I think my original entry was in the 80s and then, or 90s or 80s, mid 80s or 90s, low 90s. And then we got a perk towards hundreds. I'd have to go back and watch it, but that perk up was what allowed me to size the heck into that. And I was, when we were sitting at the 80s, I was up, I think, about $14,000 when we were sitting back at the 80s. And I said, watch this for that 80 crack. I was up about $14,000 or $17,000. And then that crack through the 80s right into my cover was chef's kiss. And if you go back and you watch that clip, watch the book map and watch when I say that I cover. You can literally see the book map jump right up when I covered. It was so dope. I'm happy that a trade of that size and that magnitude was able to be captured live on stream. We've seen other trades that are similar, but that was a very fun experience to share with you folks. So does Apex and Apex blows. I mean, again, it's all in the eye of the beholder. Apex is the only firm that I know of that you can get $1 million in a single payout. So was that trade like 15, 20 contracts? No, it was more. Buenos dias, bro. Trading is 90% psychology, 10% strategy. That's a hot topic. I tend to agree with that. This is now my 12th year of trading. But I was always strategy hopping in the beginning, looking for the golden goose egg, when in reality, the golden goose egg is self-control, patience, and learning how to not go on tilt. Link to the clip. If you're on Kick right now, let me find it for you. There we go, clips. There we go. If you're looking for the I was very excited after I hit that trade. It was a lot of celebration, but there's the clip right there. And if you're looking for it on YouTube, there it is. Did I award those sweet channel points? I haven't yet, but let's do it now. 8:30. 8:30 candle was 064. No way. Wait, what? Really? Did it drop that much? Wait, what? Oh, no. Yeah, 064. All right. So the aboves win? Am I right on this? 064, right? 064. I'm just in disbelief. Okay, aboves win. There you go. Congratulations to our above. Again, the minority wins there. Oh my goodness. You say strategy hopping. Where can I learn the details of various strategies? YouTube if you want. Just don't get stuck in a certain rabbit hole with somebody who's pretending that God is speaking to him about trading. That cover, yeah. It was sick. Let's see here. Do you ever go on tilt with your experience? There's no way that I can ever say that I've avoided tilt entirely. There's not a chance I'll ever say that. You could still go on tilt, for sure. I try not to go on tilt to the point where it can cause me real financial damage. But there's times when I go on tilt that I look back and I say, damn, I shouldn't have done that. I've done it in poker. I've done it in trading. Recent tilt just really hasn't been there. I'm trying to think back. So, Carmino Cat, yeah, if you're over on Kick, I mean, that's where the party's at. Do I believe in God? Absolutely. Are you kidding me? Kaz, you've been here for how long, brother? Are you just looking to be noticed or something? I love you, buddy. Can ask a better question than that, though. Come on. Anyone here violate the 30% drawdown rule on Apex and still got paid out? I just requested a payout, but anticipating denial. Again, if you're breaking the rules, they're probably not going to pay you out. You know, they're just probably not going to take you out or pay you out. Most traders have winning setup, but you have to take that setup every single time without hesitation, or most of the time. Yeah, like that trade yesterday. Being able to jump into that trade yesterday and nail it with that precision without fear and nail it to the level that I was getting it almost to the exact tick of the reversal. That's not luck. That's literally doing this for 11 years straight and understanding how movements happen. I wish I would have gotten earlier, obviously, but I got what I got. And I did the size I wanted to get, and I nailed it how I wanted to. Do you believe in the Easter Bunny? Only when your mom wears the costume. We going lower, betting more channel points? We could. Let's do a 9 a.m. bet. Let's see. Let's do a 9 a.m. bet here. Let's do above or below right here. I'm going to give you 5 minutes here. 5 minutes. So you can really gamble here. Do you believe in trading elbow? I don't know if that person ever came back after talking about trading elbow. That new overlay is bootyful. Thanks for being here, Kyle. Good to see you, brother. You made in 1 minute or so what my wife makes as an attorney in an entire month. That's crazy. That's why we trade, baby. That's why we do this. That's why we trade. That's the driving force behind why we trade. That's why we do this. That's why I love doing this job. It's my favorite thing to do in the world. Here's the, load this real quick. Don't want to show any personal. There we go. So this is the broker statement from yesterday. Let's see, I'm in my Gmail here. Right. There's a statement from yesterday. 31,285. Only paid $400 in fees. 276 exchange for NFA. Brings about $633,042.95. Remember, we pulled $710,000 out of this account in June. I'm pretty sure June. To bring the balance back down to 200,000. So we are up 433,000 since that moment in time, which, again, very proud of. Very proud of the results that we've had on our streaming account that we opened specifically for streaming this year. Very proud of it. Again, if you have people out there that are talking about, oh, I made so much money, blah, blah, blah. Have them show you the broker statement. Have them show you the monthly statement. They should be able to do that pretty easily. Are you planning a trip to Japan? You know what's funny is the Japanese poker tour was trying to get me to come out to Tokyo. They're going to fly me out, give me a translator and all this stuff, but I guess I didn't respond in time, so might have to do the next one. For some reason, dude, there's some TikTok clips out there or Bibo or whatever the actual Chinese version of TikTok, where there's like a clip where I have like 50 million views of me on a poker show. So I think I'm actually a little bit more famous over in Asian countries than I am here. I don't know. When we go into Thailand, I don't have any plans there. Need to get your passport first. Dude, I know. My wife, she keeps on telling me to go get my passport. She says it's easy to do. I still need to do that. FOMO and tilting is real. I went into a 3-week streak with funding ticks, taking a payout each week. 4th week tilted and blew it all. That's normal. Don't be so hard on yourself, man. It's totally normal. To go on tilt and wreck weeks or months of your progress is totally normal. Adam says, what age did you get married and how many years has it been? What is the name of the street you grew up on? And what is the name of your first pet? I don't know what federal agency you work for, but get the hell out of here. Just had to get my son another one. They make kids get them every 4 years. Why every 4 years? I guess because their appearance changes. I have the hardest time getting further than a single payout. My best is 3, but most are 1 or 2. What is your biggest pitfall that you run into there, Jonathan? What is the thing that you're mostly running into there that is preventing you from having, a continued streak? How do you see NQ today? With both of my eyes, generally speaking. That is usually the function that I use for sight. How many points do you aim for on average? 10 to 20? It depends. I mean, on the setup, right? Like if I was actually not spinning slots during that time and I had my squawks open, I had BT open, I would have absolutely tried to nail it from up yonder. And I probably would have sized in on the flush down. If we're looking at like a 10-second chart, I want to see this waterfall on a 10-second chart. Let's get out of here. Mario Kart music. Can do without you. That's better. So, this is a clean flush with not a lot of, on something like this, we start to roll. That break is tremendous. This first little bump in the road is somewhere where I'd probably add to and then push on that way down. And I'd either take some off here or add, depending on the velocity and what I'm reading on the tape, and then try to cover into that gully there. I might probably be pulling some off in that candle, trying to layer some out. So it would have been a, bigger trade, but by how much bigger, I don't know. Again, I wasn't watching that tape. I haven't gone back and reviewed that section of the tape, so can't really say, but do I always aim for 10 to 20 points? Not necessarily. If we have a big grandiose move that is going to allow for more, then great, fantastic. I'm going to go for it. It's not, my sizing and my targets is not linear. It's dynamic based on market structure, macro environment. For instance, during the first quarter and a half, or I guess the first 4 months, 5 months of this year, there was a lot of changes in size and what I was trading versus just sticking to this linear path because of the liquidity that was being offered and the things that were going on in the market, namely the whole tariff environment. We were really just kind of given a market that was unexpected at the time, and there was very low liquidity in the NASDAQ, so that forced me to take trades in the S&Ps, which were great, made a lot of money doing that. But again, it's not a linear approach to the markets. It's dynamic based on what's going on in the macro environment, what the tape is, what the structure is that day, what we had in the last weeks. There's a lot of things that go into it. I've always prided myself on being a very dynamic trader. If you're too linear, I think that you're robbing yourself of things. For instance, let's just say that you're saying I only own, if you're the type of trader that, you play structure, but you're saying I cannot go for more than 20 points. Well, this drop from here to somewhere in this range is far more than 20 points, right? So if you're only closing at 20 points, you're robbing yourself of a big move. That's the way I look at it. I think I feel fear with my drawdown after a payout. I size down but take more trades, so I'm in the market too long. If you know what the problem is, you have to make forceful changes to fix it. So your sizing is never an average number. It's based off of what you see in the market, liquidity, volume, the level we broke or rejected, for sure. It also has to do with mental capital. I don't want to put on, here's the thing. I found throughout the years that if I'm putting on a big position and I don't have the mental capital to manage that size, I'm going to pull out that position quicker than if I put on smaller size. And you can see just through dissecting your own data, like let's just use whole numbers here. If I put on a 15 contract position versus a 60 contract, that sounds too close to 15, 60. If I put on a 10 contract position versus a 60 contract position, 60 contracts is going to move, 60 contracts is going to move your P&L a lot more significantly, 6x more than 10 contracts. If you're the type of trader that can't manage size, you're going to find yourself jumping out of a position so quickly that it's almost completely pointless to even use 60 contracts in this example. So if you can't withstand, trading larger size, or if you can't withstand the mental capital that it requires to do something, well, then it's going to be a lot more difficult than you can ever imagine. So in that example, you're probably going to make more money trading 10 contracts, right? So yeah, the approach is always going to be dynamic. Good morning, Rips. What's up, Cash? Stop taking payouts to give yourself a cushion. I don't like that approach. What's the max size you can trade on your cash account? 100 contracts. 100 contracts. This song is just not necessary right now. What's the orange line on your chart? The price got trapped before the drop. I mean, that's going to print afterwards. It probably didn't look like that during that time. It probably was not as exaggerated, but that is the VWAP. Greed and being unable to accept losses invokes tilt. I agree, 100%. 100%. Not taking a payout is just dumb as F. Yeah, I agree. I think you should always be paying yourself. Trading can be expensive, especially if you're a prop firm trader. It could be wildly expensive, and if you're not paying yourself, you're gonna get terrible. 100 NQ contracts would make my butt pucker. Yeah, I mean, just because they give you the offer to trade 100 contracts doesn't mean that you need to. You can phone your broker or message your broker, say restrict my account to trading X amount of contracts, and that way you won't get yourself into any trouble. Oh, Richard, you're so ridiculous. Staring at a full moon, and it is setting here in the east. Beware at New York Open. Yeah, again, I'm after an outsized day. I generally do size down, and I don't really have any. I'm not fiending to put on a trade, if you know what I mean. If I don't have a trading day today, if I don't trade my live account today, my AMP account today, I don't really care, Not having a hard stop, knowing when to cut a loss is my biggest setback. That's easy to do. Just set a stop the moment you put on your trader. Only use bracket orders where you have a stop. You don't have to have a TP, but you can have a stop. I wish you could create a guide solely explaining how to use Bookmap. I plan on creating a comprehensive Bookmap course, but it's going to take me a lot of time if you want to have it packed with value. So, and again, even with watching a course, it's only going to set you in the right direction for how I perceive Bookmap. You're not going to watch the course and be like, bang, got it, done. It's not how it's working. It's not how it works. I'm going to give you the key things to look for, how I personally use it in a day-to-day session. But it's not going to be the answer to all of your trading ails. My Rhythmic is getting out when it hits my stops. Piece of garbage software. What do you mean it's getting out? I can't stand it when these squawks have their volume so low. So annoying. Let's see, Mox, how'd you do here, buddy? Nice, 3,500 bucks on the day. Well, plus 3 accounts, so 10,000, 11,000 on the day there. Trade how it now has risk parameters built in. You can set a daily max loss to help stop the tilt. I think that's only if you have Trade of 8 prop. There's still some prop firms that have not graduated to using that piece of the software. On the squats volume? Oh, squawks, yeah. Important for prop traders that people don't talk out enough. Just because they give you a 5 minis doesn't mean you should use it. 100%. There's if you find yourself getting in and out of the market often, size down and you'll see a whole different market. Just start sizing down. It's a huge key factor to a lot of people's problems is that they're putting on size that they're taking off almost immediately, and there's no point of even putting on the size in the first place. Like, what do you, if you're putting on size and getting out a couple ticks later, what was the point of putting on size in the first place? Did you not believe in the move, or, you know? You can always start small and add to winners for sure. Just don't add too late. Where'd you post your office and monitor setup? I don't see it on Instagram. My Instagram story, you have to touch the circle. Go to my account and touch the circle. Reach out and touch me. By the way, if we get 250 likes here on Instagram, on YouTube, we will continue streaming through the open here on YouTube. So, I'm using TraderVate prop with TPT, but I don't see any hard daily loss settings like Project X. I still haven't used TraderVate prop yet. Hey Rips, what's a good filter to have on times? I get that question often. I don't use a filter. I don't use a filter at all. That's mind blowing to a lot of people out there. I think that if you're filtering things, there's a lot of ones that are so important, right? Ones tell a big story. If you're filtering out the ones, you know, it's a bad time. Ripsmod, stop chat banning me. They've not banned you a single time, John. I don't understand where you come off with this. Every single day you're talking about being banned, you know? Always talking about getting banned. Are your screens over 50 inches? The bottom screen is 50 Ripsmod, chill. 57 inches on the bottom, 49 inches on top, 34 inches on the side. There you go. I've learned to stop saying 50K account or whatever size. Say I have a $2,500 account, what the drawdown amount is. Would I put 5 contracts on a $2,500 account? Of course not. That does help too. That does help 100%. But that's going to upset a lot of those people that are posting on their Twitter bio that they have $3 million under management. That's going to really upset that crowd. It's very strange. I noticed that for Tradeify and Tradeivate, the Tradeivate is now charging $10 per month to have a TradingView connection. They're just passing the cost off to you, I believe. Rhythmic isn't getting out when it hits my stops. So stop using Rhythmic then. Use a different platform. Use Tradeivate. Rips Tradeify said they are introducing Tradeivate prop and Ninja Trader prop. What exactly is this, if you know? All I know is that it has... I'm guessing it's very similar to Project X's risk settings, so that your risk settings can be added into that. Yeah, Tradeivate prop is similar to Project X. That's what I'm surmising too from what everybody's saying. I use 34-inch curve setup. It's a wannabe rip setup, but it works. I mean, this setup, I love it for myself, but it's not going to be for everybody. I don't know that I would need the side monitor if I wasn't a streamer. You know, probably wouldn't, because I'd still have enough real estate, I think. Maybe, I don't know. I love my setup though. Top Step owns Project X. That's no secret. Rips, I missed your trade yesterday. Comcast went out. Can you show the area where you took the trade? I got a better thing for you. Here's the trade in real time in a clip right there on Kick for you. Did you do that yourself or professional? Myself. Absolutely myself. Makes a 49-inch look small. Yeah, I had a question on Instagram yesterday. Somebody's like, okay, I understand the 49 inches on the bottom. What's on top? And I said, no. That's the 49 on top. The 57 is a gargantuan screen, but I use all of the real estate. Use every bit of it. The prop commercials made mention that it's going to give you the paid order flow plus version of NT, which is great because it's finally going to come with VWAP. It's so weird that VWAP doesn't come out of the box from NinjaTrader. Very strange to me. Where can I view the previous day replays? Always on Kick. Always on Kick. Very lackluster so far this morning. I'm just kind of chopping around. I mean, yes, we're banging around 15, 20 points, but nothing I want to trade, personally. Rock Trades Future says, good luck today, everyone. Thank you, buddy. Same to you. You trade with the MetaQuest 3, no more physical monitors. Do you actually? Last time I used VR, what do I have? God, what do I have? It's the Valve one, the Index. I have a Valve Index, and I got AI sickness from that. Still cool, though. I like it. The stereoscopic visuals and everything. It's great. Walking into docks for yearly. Catch you guys after the open. Good luck to you, Gus. Hope all is healthy. Yeah, if you took 100 contracts from here, this break, let's say your average fill is what? Let's call it 165. You took that down to 65. That'd make you $200,000 on 100 contracts. Wild, isn't it? Looks like I'm going to lose my points again. Damn you, NQ. Well, nothing I can do about that. You still got 3 minutes to go here. Obviously, minutes at 2 p.m. today might not be much happening till then. Well, we do have Fed speakers, 9:20. Channel points have been clapped this morning. Don't go all in. That's the trick. You got to have bankroll management with your channel points. Seeing anything set up for a possible trade? God, no. No, not at all. This is too rinsy and wishy-washy. Equities are barely moving. There's no news releases that are commanding any price changes. So this is just flipping a coin price action, in my opinion. You might perceive it differently, and that's fine. But the way that I perceive it, this is pure channel flipping, or coin flipping. Think about channel points. So I personally do not bother trading this. Which company, brokerage firm would you recommend for trading futures with a personal account? The one that I use is AMP. I also used EdgeClear at the beginning of the year. EdgeClear, I think, is very fantastic, but AMP has a more robust risk desk, so it allows you to trade more. As far as whatever you're going to fund the account with, you're going to get more leverage on AMP, and that can be a good or bad thing. But their risk desk is very competent. They just recently became a member of the CME. I got an email about that. They're self-clearing. EdgeClear can clear you through a bunch of different firms. Like I was clearing with Dorman. Can you use AMP with Quantower? Absolutely. You can use AMP with anything. But again, I would caution that if you are trying to use a personal account, you better be damn sure that you have 9 to 12 months of consistent profitability on props before you even think about depositing money into an AMP account or another futures broker account. Because more likely than not, you're going to learn the lesson of what real money in a real market feels like, and it's painful. There's other streamers out there that claim that they were going to trade a real money account, and these are streamers that stream trading every single day. Not saying they're good traders, but you know who they are. And they got clapped, completely destroyed. You don't want that to be you, do you? Has AMP still not let you change your account? They can't. They've told me, I mean, I haven't asked them recently, but they cannot. They cannot change my account name. So it's not a big deal. Doesn't really, I don't mind blocking it out when I'm posting my results for the day. Started a personal account with 25K up 3K in a week. Super stressful compared to props. There you go. Because there's nobody that's there. Like, you wake up with that anxiety every single day. Like Justin right here has $28,000 in his account. You wake up with the level of anxiety of like, dang, that $28,000 can go poof today. And depending on who you are, I mean, obviously $28,000 is a lot of money no matter which way you cut it. It's very easy to lose money in the markets. It's extremely easy. If I put on 100 contracts right now and click that reverse button, I could blow through 100K faster than you could think. Easy. Extremely painful. Lost over 40K. Switch to props. Haven't gotten a payout, but cheaper learning experience. Exactly. I mean, props are such a blessing. You have no idea. For a lot of you folks that are watching, you only started trading props, right? You don't understand how painful it is actually putting your own capital into the market and losing it repeatedly. All right. Opening candle of 6:30 is... I'm sorry, 6:30. Jesus, what time am I living in right now? 9 a.m. was 63 quarters. 63 quarters. Let's pay out those prediction points. The aboves are the winners. Let's go, aboves. Right? Oh, yeah, by a country mile. Congratulations to our aboves. We'll do one more here for 9:45 now. I'm giving you 10 minutes for this one, champions. 10 minutes. Gamble those channel. Whoop, that's 206. Okay. All right, champions. There we go. 10 minutes. 10 minutes to gamble those channel points there. If you want a way faster way to live with props, you might consider Take Profit Trader. Yeah, I agree. Take Profit Trader will get you there. TPT is 40% off right now, by the way. I mean, that's insane. 40% off. Code RIPS up there. It's code RIPS, baby. Code RIPS gets you all the best deals, obviously. I mean, everybody knows that. But Take Profit Traders, 40% off. You can get daily payouts once you get over the buffer. It's very close to trading real money. You just have to get through that trailing drawdown. Once you get through the trailing drawdown, by the way, no trailing drawdown in your test. But then when you go to the pro level, which is the ones that you can take withdrawals from, there's an initial trailing drawdown that you must escape from. And once you escape from the trailing drawdown, it's time to take payouts. Daily payouts too. And you can take multiple daily payouts in a single session, right? So you could win. You could make $5,000, take a payout. They pull it from your account and continue trading. Another $5,000, take it out. Continue trading. Another $5,000, take it out. You can do it. Put your back into it. Is there a max payout with TPT until they move to live? I think it's like 15,000 a day or 12,000 a day, something like that. You can do multiple dimes in a day according to TPT. That's what the verbiage that I have received. So, what's up, Jaywell? Good morning. How are you, buddy? 10K limit on TPT for SimFunded. Thank you. 10K. 10K in a single session. So back to my example, take $2,000 out, send it to yourself, trade some more, 2,000 out, trade some more, 2,000 out. So there you go. You could trade up to 5 accounts too. So you can make $50,000 before they move you to a live. And then same thing, when you move to a live, there's no more trailing drawdown once you're in the live account, which is crazy. But if you get through that trailing drawdown, you know, then great. What are your thoughts on Prop Shop Trader Prop Firm? Never heard of them in my life. Prop Shop sounds like a terrible name, though. I've done multiple daily payouts. The dashboard updates a few hours after the trading day is done. Got it. Nice. You're one payout away from Tradeify Live. Let's go, D-Berry. What's up, Frank Nitty? How are you, buddy? End of day in live is pretty cool. In pro, just got to hit that buffer and leave a little extra 500 or so is good. Yeah, that's the facts right there. The only thing that I wish that TPT changed about their program would be that if the test was not 5 days, that would be it. If I could make TPT just slightly better, but then again, like maybe that you wouldn't be able to do a lot of different things than if they changed that rule. So I'm sure they've done some math behind that. But that's the one thing that if I could change one thing about TPT, other than the trailing drawdown, of course. But at that point, it becomes too easy and the firm goes bankrupt. How many live accounts can you have with TPT? Isn't it 5? Isn't it 5? Mox says, I'm around 9 months into my trading journey. Kind of feel like I have plateaued, have not passed the trading combine, but is also not blowing them. Got any advice how to get out of this break-even range? Keep trading. That's the answer. Keep trading. Keep going. Keep going. 9 months is like you're just about to get into kindergarten. You're almost out of preschool. Straight to fund is like pure leverage. No reason to trade cash when you're learning. 100%. 5 days is kind of fun. For me, though, personally, for me, it's, you know, it's just one of them things that I wish they changed. Being break even after only trading 9 months is amazing. Agreed, 100%. I see the TPT eval as a 2-phase. First phase is the 5 days to make the initial target. Second phase is to get above the buffer. I like that approach. And again, 5 trading days is a long time. What are your thoughts about tick charts? You could argue that Bookmap is my tick chart. You know, it is tick by tick data. So you could argue that I am using a tick chart, you know, to monitor the session. I don't use tick charts on my bar charts though. If you find value in it, go for it. I tried all different variations, like a 333, 666, 999, 2000 tick, 1000 tick. I tried all different variations. I found most of my success coming from just using Bookmap as my tick chart. Once I pay myself multiple times, I'll go for a 150K Tradeify Lightning account. Very nice. Also, you can get yourself a 25K Lightning funded account just by watching the stream on Kick for free. Crazy. It's wild, isn't it? It's bonkers what we're doing out here. Absolutely bonkers. Yes, really. You see those little bubbles with a number next to it, right where the chat box is? If you click that, you can see all of the different things you can reward yourself with by watching the stream with your channel points. Giving away straight to funded accounts. Exactly. At no cost. You don't have to pay any money. All I ask from you is your time and participation in chat. Which platform do you recommend using with TPT? TradeEvade is what I use. I like TradeEvade. That's it, baby. That's all you got to do. Just hang out and chat. How many likes do we have on YouTube right now, by the way? Let's see. Are we even close? We're at 109. And in the next 12 minutes, do you think we're going to somehow get 141 likes? I don't think so. I'm leaning towards no on that. Does the fear of making a wrong trade ever go away? It feels like it blocks me from even entering my good setups. How do I get over that? Trade 1 micro. Simple. 1 micro. 1 single micro. Which prop firms would you say are stable currently? These ones. Right here. I get hundreds of offers every single month. Tens of offers every single month. There's not that many prop firms. I get tens of offers every single month for me to promote a prop firm. These are the ones I choose to work with. In addition to this list, I would also say Top Step is extremely stable. Top Step is extremely stable. I would highly recommend Top Step. My main strategy is volume, profile, previous day, week, value, areas. Eventually, I want to add Bookmap. Go for it. I've never used Funded Next. Never. I swear the Kick app sucks. It always has to rebuffer. Why don't you just use the desktop web browser version of it? Hate having to complete the consistency target as it prevents daily payouts. On which firm? Can't always be at my desktop. Well, you can always use the mobile web browser version of it. You don't have to use the app. What will be your giveaway when the Kick stream hits 1,000 viewers? I'll give away a bunch of accounts. How about that? A whole mess of accounts. Why not? You know, what else are we going to do? I'm happy we haven't traded any of this garbage. This is pure slop. I've never used Futures Elite before either. It sounds like there's just like new names every single day now. Have you seen gold? What is it? Let's put a prediction out. 4,025. Oh my God. Wow. I was way off. Jiminy Christmas. Holy crap. Now I have seen gold. Wow. Isn't that something? Imagine holding gold overnight. 100 contracts. Poland Central Bank cuts the base rate by 25 basis points. Not expected. They're at 4.5. That's insane. Anybody have a gold long on overnight? That would be juicy. Boy, howdy, I'd love that. Look at silver. What is it? SI? That's pretty dramatic. What prices are these at? Like, what year was it at these prices? How long ago was that? Let's see. Had to be a while ago. How far back can I go? Let's go 1 month. Yeah, we're talking, what year is this? 2010? Really? No way. For real? I didn't know it was that high back then. Well, we're back to 2012 prices now, 2011 prices. Or I guess we can, yeah, 2011 prices. Hi, Rips. How did you because so patience? It's just the way of the world, my friend. That's just the fact of the universe. I did because so patience because there was no other way, because so patience is the because. How many accounts did Justin have when he withdrew from Apex 500,000? 450K accounts. 450K accounts. Count them on one hand. Unless you've had a construction accident that have cost you 2 or more of your fingers. Then you'd have to substitute that equation with your other hand to count, I suppose. It's being mined AF, so its rarity is soaring. There you go. You literally get nothing for promoting Top Step, but being the stand-up guy you are, you still do. I mean, I only speak the truth. They're a great firm, you know? They're a great firm. I've only had a good experience with them. I will only speak on my own experiences. That's it. That's all I can say. Just count 5 with a good hand. What if you don't have 2 good hands, though? You never know. It's a crazy world out there. We are currently at 130 likes. I don't think we're going to get 120 more. So YouTubers, I will see you tomorrow. If you want to join the party over on Kick, that's where we're going to be. Maybe we take some trades today. I'm not really hankering to take a trade after yesterday's session, but maybe we find a trade to take on our prop firm accounts. But I hope to see you over on Kick. It's been a pleasurable morning. Thanks for all the questions. Hopefully we learned something together, even though we didn't trade. I'll see you folks tomorrow here on YouTube. Take care.